and finishing third in the first race of the Eliminator round. And having a heck of a race out there today was the number 31 car of Ryan Newman, and that's the Quicken Loan Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. Ryan, congratulations. A very, very strong start to the Eliminator round. Just your thoughts about how the race played out today for you.
You know, we struggled a little bit with the balance all day long, being really tight, like really tight. And the guys did a good job of adjusting it. Kept getting it better and better. Still never really got it right. But the strategy of 2 tires there at the end worked out good for us. They had the right number of laps with the guys that stayed out, and kept the guys behind us that had 4 tires. So a great effort, great team effort. I put ourselves in a hole, our team in a hole, when I sped on pit lane, which doesn't happen very often. But it did today, and it cost us a lot of track position. Same time that the 24 did, and we come back to finish second and third together at the 300 laps later. So just a great team effort for the Quicken Loan Chevrolet. Everybody at RCR and ECR doing a really good job and having some fun. It was nice at least to have our highest running position be the last lap of the race.
Very good, and we'll take questions now for Ryan Newman. If you have some, raise your hand. We'll bring you the wireless mic. Any questions for Ryan Newman? Right there, Drew on the front, and then Deb.
Ryan, going into Texas, kind of how do you view it now that you've finished third, and kind of how do you know, it seems like the middle race of all these rounds has been pretty entertaining and a lot of drama going into it.
To me, it's just another race. I mean, we came here to do what we needed to do. We're going to go to Texas to do what we need to do, and you know, that's a lot easier said than done. But to me, it's really just another race. It's an entirely different race than what we had here today at Martinsville, and Phoenix will be the same. But you know, you have to approach it for what it is. You know, if the outfield wall is 100 foot closer, you don't have to hit the ball as far. And you know, if you got a really good car at Texas, then it makes it that much easier.
Right next door there, Deb.
Ryan, just describe a little bit those last few laps after you went green. Looked a little crazy. Just take us through those, please.
I'm really surprised that we made it to the end without another caution. You know, the guys that were up front there with no tires, it was really just a replay from, at least I had the anticipation of it to be a replay of the race that I won when we took 2 tires a few years ago. So, you know, we were fortunate to make it up from 8th to 3rd there, and had a pretty good restart, and got down to the bottom when I needed to, and those guys were kind of all jumbled up, and you know, I got into the back of Clint a little bit there. I apologize to him, but I had the 22 pushing me all the way through the corner, so I don't know that there was a whole lot that I could have done any different there. But you know, in the end, it was a crazy restart at Martinsville, which we all expected. You had 3 different tire strategies, and you know, Junior won.
Let's go to the front, Jim Utter.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. With Dale winning, that means at least 2 spots at Homestead will be based on points, and you with a strong finish. Is the end of this chase kind of playing to the strength of your team right now?
I mean, it's played to our advantage the entire time, as far as not having a win, not having bonus points, and you know, you're getting caught up. Even if you're 8th and you're 8 of 12 or 8 of 16, you're still getting caught up. You're still making up points. They're free points that they're giving you to be tied for the next bracket. So it's been to our advantage the whole entire time. But that doesn't mean it's going to be from the drop of the green in Texas, or it doesn't mean it's going to be from the drop of the green in Homestead. It's just it has played to our advantage mathematically, without a doubt. We were the 16th seed coming in without a win. And, you know, we've not won yet, and we were tied for the lead in the points with 4 races to go. So it mathematically is played to my advantage, as others, but probably mine mostly.
Back to Drew.
Ryan, obviously Dale's very popular, but do you think having a non-chase driver win takes anything away from the chase at this point?
No, without a doubt, no. I mean, everybody has an opportunity to win. If David Reagan would have had a great restart and won the race, it would have been no different in my mind, being a less popular non-chase driver. So, you know, anything could have happened there at the end. That's short track racing. I mean, that's racing, but that's short track racing as well.
Any other questions for Ryan? Well, Ryan, a great start to the Eliminator round. We'll see you at Texas.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Continue with our post race for today's race here at Martinsville Speedway, race number 1 in the Eliminator 8. of the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup, and our race runner-up is Jeff Gordon, driver of the number 24 Drive to End Hunger Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. And Jeff, congratulations. I know you wanted that win, but certainly you positioned yourself well heading to Texas. But just talk about this race today. I mean, you certainly had a very, very strong race car, and we're just working back and forth to get up there and battling Junior there at the end. But just talk about today's race.
Yeah, unfortunately, I lost this race today because my mistake on pit road. So, that was on me. And, we played catch-up for the rest of the day and put ourselves in contention there at the end. But I don't know. I feel like had we been in control of the race more like we had been earlier, I think that, we would have been in a much better position to win that race. But still, overall, great battle. It wasn't easy to come back up through there, so we avoided a lot of things and got pretty fortunate. And, yeah, good points day. Certainly a great day for Hendrick Motorsports. We know how much Martinsville means to us, and, paying tribute to those folks that we lost here 10 years ago by doing a 1-2 finish is really something. And, I know how many fans were really excited to see Dale Jr. win there, and himself, too. He was very excited. And they did a great job, and so did our team, and it's a great way to come out of here. This place, as we saw today, can really shake things up. And so, we feel really good. We knew this was a good track for us, and wish it could have been a win. Wish I hadn't made that mistake, but still, second's pretty good.
Very good. Questions for Jeff Gordon. I think Mark Garrow had one. First hand I saw. Go ahead.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Jeff, given what was at stake and what a win would have meant, what were you prepared to do? If you sailed it in there the last 2 or 3 corners trying to get to Dale Jr., what were you prepared to do if you had gotten there?
Oh, I would have moved him for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, I think everybody who is out there racing has to weigh risk versus reward. And for me, to win this race, it's worth taking a lot of risk, even if you upset your teammate. And I think everybody out there that's not in the chase understands that if that guy can win that race and put himself in Homestead for the championship, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get the bumper, or get slammed or something. But Dale drove a nice, clean race, and I never had an opportunity. Even prior to that, I didn't really have the car to run him down. We just lost the drive off there on that run. We're still a bit better than him, but not enough to really go up there and run him down. So, we had our opportunities, no doubt about that. But I would have. It wouldn't matter who it was. Anybody. I would have taken big chances and big risks, and because you can do that here at Martinsville. It's a short track. You can get to people's bumper. You can try to outbrake them. You can slide up into them. There's a lot of tactics that you can use to be aggressive here that can win you the race. You can't do that everywhere, but you can do that here.
I think Jeff Gluck had a question, and then Bob Pockris right here.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. Knowing that there will be at least 2 spots on points now, heading in for Homestead, I mean, do you think that changes the way people race at all? Because I know it's only one more spot, but does that shift it at all?
Well, I've never felt like you couldn't think about being consistent in this format. You still have to be consistent. Points can still get you through. So, your goal is to either win the race or be the highest up in points. That gets you through. I think that gets you through no matter what. So, I will say that it makes me feel a little bit better about finishing second today, that it was second to somebody that's not in the chase. That had that been somebody in the chase, then it would have been hard to swallow.
Let's go to Bob Pockris, and then we'll go to the press box.
Bob Pockris, Sporting News. Why were you speeding? I mean, you said told the team that you kind of knew what happened.
We have 2. I'm embarrassed to say this, and it's completely my fault. And I said that on the radio, but I didn't want to go into details. But we do 2 settings, one in first gear, one in second gear, and a light sequence for each one. I ran second gear under my light sequence for first gear, plain and simple. I looked up and Jamie was way behind me, and I was like, uh-oh. And I knew right then that I was speeding. You know, surprised I didn't hear anything in the box. I thought for sure that they were going to say something while I was in the box. They didn't say anything until I left pit road, but I knew it right away. No, you have a sequence of lights on your tack, and you know the way that they're set. It's you can set them for just different RPM ranges. It's not really about a first gear, second gear. It's more about the range that they're in that RPM. And I was supposed to run, you know, like one green light in second gear and one red light in first gear, and I ran one red light in second gear. That's way too fast.
Go to press box for a couple of questions. Go ahead.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. You know, despite the fact that Junior won and you finished second, are you in some ways grateful that Hendrick Motorsports really doesn't go by team orders from a philosophical standpoint?
Yes and no. I would like to have that win, but you don't want to do it because somebody moves over for you. I think that I said before, you know, that the only way I felt like that you can work together as a team is you know, cut somebody some slack a little bit. You know, if you're in the outside lane trying to get to the inside lane, and you know, just give and take a little bit, I think is the smart thing to do. Not be too aggressive where you take your teammate out that's running for the championship. But at no point did I think that it was about not racing hard for wins. And Dale Jr. saw an opportunity to win, and you can't blame him for giving it everything he had to go get that win. That's awesome for him, and our job is to make sure that we secure that win by having the fastest car and the best pit stops, and me making good decisions on the racetrack.
We'll go press box for a couple. Come on.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. That's a perfect lead into my questions. On the restart, the next to last one, when you restarted on the outside next to Clint, and Junior was third, did you either hope or expect that he would cut you a little bit more slack there on that one and let you in?
I was hoping.
Any other questions?
I mean, I don't know if, you know, he let me in on one other one, and I think that, you know, the next time I was third, and he never even tried to move down, so I filled the gap. You know, it's something we're going to talk about a little bit, because I have a feeling that what happened was when you know, I didn't let him in, then he felt like, well, you know, kind of, I'm not going to let him in again. I don't really know, but I'm not upset about it. That, you know, you don't expect anybody to do anything. You hope, yeah, sure, you hope. I mean, I hoped Tony Stewart was going to let me in too one time, and we about crashed going down turn 3. And that's racing. That's just part of it.
Back downstairs. Go ahead, Drew.
Jeff, obviously you saw what happened with Kyle Busch when he finished third at Kansas. I mean, do you take that into consideration how you approach these next 2 races?
Run that by me again. Kyle Busch finishing third at Kansas?
He had a great first race last round and thought, you know, he kind of secured a spot in this next round.
Yeah, no, anything can happen. You know, that's why you want that win so badly. You know, I like our chances at the next 2 tracks. They're good tracks for us. Thank God none of them are Talladega. You know, and we gotta go race. We gotta race hard. We gotta be smart. You know, and we gotta go for it hard. That's the toughest thing about this thing is you gotta go for it. You gotta put everything out on the edge, but if you go too far over the edge, you might be out. So there's a very fine line there. And so, you know, we go to Texas and race. I mean, I feel like it's the way we race anyway as a team. We race smart, you know, and we work on the details of the setups of the cars to try to make a fast race car, and then go race, you know, to get the best finish we can, and hope we get ourselves in position to win.
Any other questions for Jeff? Bob Pockers, front row.
Bob Parker, Sporting News. You kind of talked about it earlier, but why do you think Rick Hendrick comes to this track still? And does it surprise you at all that he comes here?
I mean, under normal circumstances, you know, I would have said that I would be surprised, but he's not normal. I mean, this is an extraordinary man that when all that went down, 2 days later he was at Hendrick Motorsports speaking to all the employees. I mean, I was shocked then. I'm not shocked that he comes, you know, here now, and it's just the kind of person that he is, and I know it's not easy on him. I really do. You know, and I know that it puts extra pressure on us at Hendrick Motorsports when he's here to get that win, because it's a way, you know, to really pay tribute, and you know, it's the ultimate way that you can do it. It's and we've been able to do it several times, which is very, very cool.
Anything else for Jeff Gordon? Jeff, congratulations on a strong start. We'll